So here we go. You have a pencil ready as well, and maybe a highlighter or two will not hurt you. So there's the first thing way at the top. You might see the MSRP. Have you ever heard of that, the MSRP? When you see ads for vehicles, a brand new vehicle, often you see the MSRP is this, right? It's the manufacturer suggested retail price. So when they make the brand new car or vehicle, let's say a Toyota, the manufacturer says this is how much you should be selling it for, right? They do studies, they know, right? And so as a dealer, you can choose to go lower or higher. That's up to you, right? But the MSRP is kind of like the baseline. Okay, all new vehicles purchased in Manitoba are subject to PST, provincial sales tax, and GST, which is the goods and service tax. You don't need to remember that. I just like to sound smart and pretend like I know everything, right? So new vehicles pay 12%. That's important to remember. All new vehicles in Manitoba are subject to an air tax and a tire tax. Yeah, brand new vehicles, both taxes are paid. Definitions and terms you need to know. Standard equipment is basic equipment that is included in the MSRP. That's usually the base model, right? Like what they suggest you sell it for. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more to not strain your eyes too much. Optional equipment is extras that you can add for a fee. So if you want a sunroof, moonroof, sports rack, right? Heated seats, sports package, you name it, bigger engine. Those are optional. It adds to it. It's actually pretty cool. You can go online, any car you're thinking of, you can build your own. It says click here and build it, and then you just add whatever you want. Okay. Even the color of the interior, right? You can pick that. Warranty, a plan that covers major repairs. What would be considered a major repair, you might ask? Probably your engine, your transmission, something big, right? Something that's seriously wrong with your car. It's covered under warranty. All new cars these days come with warranty, but it doesn't include regular maintenance. So oil changes, filter changes, that's all you need to do, right? And that's only for a specified time or mileage, whichever one comes first. So you probably have seen ads where it says, hey, there's a 5-year warranty or 100,000 kilometers. So if you drive 100,000 kilometers within the first 3 years, done. The warranty is over, right? So they kind of have either or. The freight, cost of transporting the vehicle from the manufacturer to the dealer. So if you ever see these semis with the new cars on top, right? You know which ones I'm talking about? Somebody's paying for that, right? It could be the dealership at that time, but when you buy it, they tack it onto your bill, okay? It's expensive, especially if it's an import, right? Toyota, Nissan, Mazda, right? They charge more than if it's a domestic car. Okay. PDI stands for pre-delivery inspection. Pre-delivery inspection. So somebody at the manufacturer or the factory tests everything on the car. Every little thing, every sensor, everything is being tested before it's delivered so that there are no issues. Somebody needs to pay for that. Air tax, there's $100 every time you buy a new vehicle. There's $100 fee that the government of Canada charges if the vehicle is equipped with AC, right? Air conditioning, which is basically all vehicles nowadays. Right? Only applies to new vehicles. That's important to know. There's also something, yeah, go ahead. There's also something called the tire tax. Okay, provincial fee applied to any vehicle purchased at a dealership to fund a nationwide tire recycling program. It usually costs, here it is, $4 per tire in Manitoba. This is a provincial tax. And that goes towards, they use tires to make products, right? Rubber mats, stuff like that. To fund that program, this money is charged for every tire you buy in Manitoba. Trade-in. Most car dealerships will take your used vehicle and subtract before adding taxes. That's very important. Its value from the purchase price of the car. If you don't remember this, it's going to cost you a full mark on a question. Okay. Depreciation is the amount by which an item decreases in value. You all know that cars lose their value, right? As soon as you drive off the lot, it goes down, right? It's known that cars lose 40% of their value within the first 5 years. So almost half of the value of the car in the first 5 years, and then it slows down after that, right? So don't buy new, buy 4 to 5 year old cars. You don't lose as much money. Residual or depreciated value, the remaining value of the car. So if it loses a certain amount, then there is something that remains. Think of residue, right? There's residue, something is left over, right? Residual value. Fun stuff, eh? Anyways, let's keep going. Let's talk about some formulas here. The sticker price, this is very important, guys. The sticker price, this is the formula. Base price, this could be the MSRP. Let's write this down, MSRP. Sometimes the question mentions MSRP, sometimes they mention base price. Same thing. Plus any options, plus the AC tax, tire tax, freight, and PDI. Like you got to add all those things up, and that gives you what we call the sticker price. It's before taxes, okay? And here I'm going to ask you to rephrase it just to make your lives a little bit easier. Can you get rid of total cost? And we're going to write something else in there. We're going to call this the purchase price. Purchase price. The purchase price of a new car after tax. Here it is. New is equal to sticker, which we found earlier, right? We take the sticker price, we subtract any trade-in, and we multiply that by 1.12. This is taxes, right? This would be adding the taxes to your price. Can I just say something here real quick? Pay close attention to this. My formulas, I made them up. Okay, I made them up. So sometimes students think all of these things have to be there every time, and that's not true. Some questions may not talk about all of these things here. No AC tax, no tire tax. What's up with that, right? No freight, no problem. And you just add whatever they give you. If there are no options being added, that's okay, right? So just think of this as if these are all present, you would add them all up to get your sticker price. Okay. All right. If it says new, but you only want the taxes, like the taxes only of a new car, it's exactly the same as before. However, notice that the only difference is this 0. I'm going to highlight that. Okay. This is taxes only. So I would encourage you to have all these formulas on your study sheet as right after today's class, right? And one more that I forgot to add here, total cost, including trade. If you want to know the total cost that you had to pay for this car, including the trade you gave, because that's your car, right? You'd have to use the answer that you got here, that's the new, plus the trade that you gave them. Okay, that's how you would find the total cost, including the trade. Because let's face it, that's still your money. It's your used car. You're giving it as part of the deal, right? You're like, here's my car and some money. So putting those two together gives you this. Okay? The money you paid plus the trade. All right, let's keep going. We'll do an example right away. On page 2 here. Okay. So Brianna lives in Swan River. She plans to buy a new car. Very important because in a bit we're going to have used cars in the mix. So highlight new car. Okay. There's a base price of $18,455. She made a list of the extra charges she has to pay, and the dealership has offered to take her old vehicle. There will be a trade-in, and there will be extra charges, which we call options. Okay. So here we go. They want the sticker price. I won't do this every time, but here we go. To get the sticker, we would go base plus options plus AC, air tax. I don't know why I went AC. It's the same. Air tax, tire tax, and the freight. Sorry, guys. I got too ambitious there at the beginning. Right, but that's how you would get your sticker price. And let me encourage you to find the options separately, just to make life a little bit easier. So I will take the time to add up all my options here. So extended warranty, $14.89, plus the security package, $12.50, plus entertainment package at $7.50. So these here, if you don't mind me doing that, I will bunch them up and call these options, okay, on the side here. Those are my options, which I'm adding up here. And if you were to add all of these up, you get 3,489. So now I have just one number that I'm going to insert here for options in my formula. So let's do one more line. Sticker is the base price, which is $18,455, plus my options here, plus the air tax, plus the tire tax. Why is it $20 for tire tax? and the spare tire, right? 5 times 4, because they charge us $4 per tire. It's the spare tire, which I think is a ripoff, because often that's just a donut, right? Like a small little donut tire. But good point though. I just wanted to clarify because I was confused at first. And then the freight and PDI, they bunched it up, so that gets added at the end here as well. So basically everything here is added up into one bunch, right? So if you add this up, you get, are you ready for this? 22,000. Where's my 464? 22,464. That is the sticker price. That is my sticker price. So basically everything from the top all the way to PDI and freight, and I added the base price as well, right? So all these things added up gave me the sticker price. So this is basically before taxes. Just remember, the sticker price is always before taxes. No taxes have been added just yet. And so now, what is the total purchase price after tax? Very important, after tax. That means please add taxes, right? That's what it's saying. So we're talking this formula right here, new for here. I'm going to do that here because this is just the sticker, right? So I know what you're trying to say there. So I'm going to go sticker minus trade, and then I'm going to add taxes. So this formula makes sure you first take off the trade and before you add taxes. It's actually better, right? You don't want them to add taxes and then take off the trade. You save money this way. So this would be 22,464 minus the trade-in is in this list here, 6,125. And all of that will be taxed 1.12. Okay. So when you subtract these two, you get 16,339 times 1.12. And I really want you to understand these formulas. I don't want you to just blindly follow them. I don't like that. I want you to know what's happening. So if this question had said, how much would you have to pay before taxes? You would just go sticker minus trade. That would be the price before taxes. As soon as you go times 1.12, now it's after taxes. Does that make sense? The 1.12 kind of gives it away. Okay. So you go 16,339 times 1.12. You get 18,299.68 after tax. I don't want to make this too messy, okay? So first of all, I will end with new here again. So this is the price that you would pay after tax. This is coming from your bank account. Maybe you have that much cash. I don't know. That'd be pretty impressive, right? But that's how much you'd have to pay to actually finish that deal, okay? I will just say this here. 16,339 is the purchase price before taxes. I don't know if you want to just do a bubble here or a cloud. Okay. Just to make sure you understand, the wording is very important here. And I wish I could say, it's always going to be this way. You have to read carefully. That's all I can tell you. Read carefully and try to understand the formulas. C, the reason that I used to just focus on, hey, let's find the total after tax. And then the province on a provincial exam threw in this, and it threw students off. It's like, what? Right? So if you want taxes only, we're going to go taxes only would be basically sticker minus trade times what? Not 1.12, 0.12. You get that? Right? You don't want the 112%, you want just the 12% that you'll be paying. So we go 22,464 minus 6125 times 0.12, which in turn, I'm just going to get that number off of here, right? If you multiply that by 0.12, and I know some of you are finding another way of figuring this out, I know. That's fine. 1,960.68. This is the taxes only. Taxes paid. Okay. And I will show you here. If you were to take this number, right, or sorry, this number and subtract that number, right, this difference, that would be your taxes. That can also be used to figure this out. Let me add a D to this. As I said, this is a template. This is not everything, right? But that way you don't have to copy everything down, right? D, watch this. What's the, right? Determine the total cost of the new car, including the trade-in. I want to know, at the end of the day, I just bought this car, right? This brand new car. How much did it really cost me? So I will say this, total cost would be new, and you're like, I will highlight this in a bit, plus the trade, which also came from, right? Like it's your car that you gave as part of the payment. So the new, just follow me, it's right up here. That's what I mean when you calculate this. And then you just add your trade to it. And there you have it. At the end of the day, because some people think, oh, it just cost me. It just cost me like 18,000 to get that car. It's like, wait a minute, did you give your car as like part of the payment? It's like, yeah. Well, then technically you paid more than 18,000. It doesn't feel like it because it's just you giving your car, right? Your old car. But it actually, at some point you paid for it, right? So this is the total cost here. So try to wrap your head around that. I will stop here today. I'll stop here. So the only homework for you, one question, it's a longer question, right, is going to be on page 3. So I'm just going to get you. So there's a similar, it's not exactly the same, so you got to watch out. I actually went on the website and built this car, okay? So it's pretty accurate, it's pretty recent. So everything that's in the mix here, try to figure out, try to answer all these parts It's one longer question with many components, right? Using the formulas that I gave you, using the example that I gave you, how would you answer this? And I'm not going to post the key, but I will go over it tomorrow. But I want you to have done this before we go over it, right? I will not AC you yet tomorrow, but probably the day after, right? So notice this. I don't know if you see this. There's no trade-in at first. So the trade-in part is not used in this case. Your formula, if you want to use your formula, trade-in is 0. There's a 0 trade-in. But there comes, I throw in a trade-in at the end, watch. Later there's a trade-in, not at the beginning, later. So read it carefully, and you can start already. And then when it's only a couple minutes left, you bring your calculators back, and that's it for today, guys. Thank you.